Larry, I just want to pick it up in terms of the strength of the US dollar having such a negative impact on so many emerging markets and their economies. It's interesting sitting here in Canada. I know you have a lot of Canadian clients as well. Our Canadian dollar has been dramatically reduced. Do you think we'll see a reversal? And if so, when? When do you think that the Fed is going to, pivot?
Well, the Fed will pivot between now and year end. And what I mean by pivot, it's not like 2018 pivot where they went from, went from hiking to immediately to cuts. But this time they're going to go from very aggressive tightening to far less tightening. They probably cut or shave down the quantitative tightening plan in half because, that's really creating the most stress. So that quantitative tightening plan will probably be cut in half between now and year end. But the Canadian economy is facing, kind of two situations. One is you've got the move up in rates, and that's putting tremendous stress on the housing sector and the banks. But as the dollar weakens, it's going to support resources. And Canada is a very high resource economy, so Canada is going to benefit from this kind of reversal in policy. And it's a resource-based economy. There's a lot of incredible commodities and minerals up here that are extremely valuable for the next decade, and which we can get into. But yeah, it's bullish for Canada, but you also have a housing crisis that's going to unfold. So it's kind of has two things going on at the same time, one really bad and one really positive.
And so, where does that leave you in terms of some of your top ideas today?
Well, we love, for the last year and a half, we do trade alerts for clients globally, and we've recommended Cameco, CCJ. The company is, the largest, one of the largest producers of uranium, but now they're getting into the construction and the development of nuclear power plants in the world. So they're becoming more vertically integrated, which can be extremely profitable in the right cycle. So we love Cameco. We love Southwestern Energy and the natural gas space. SWN or FCG is an ETF that owns a lot of these natural gas companies, because we really have a very lasting and sustainable run in natural gas prices in the United States as we support the European economy. And emerging markets, Brazil, any country that has an economic activity that's heavily resource-based. And so Brazil has been underperforming the U.S. for much of the last 10 years, and now they're dramatically outperforming. So we love the EWZ, the Brazil ETF as well. But most of all, right here, when the Fed slows down, gold and silver, Hecla Mining. The Hecla Mining is the largest silver producer in the United States, HL Equity. And as the U.S. goes solar, as the U.S. goes electric vehicles, there's a whole new element of demand for silver. And as the Fed kind of slows down and reverses policy, gold and silver have the most upside. So those are our best ideas for 2000 in the first half of 23.
Great. And what about TLT going long, the long bond here?
Well, yeah, I think you probably can here in the next 3-4 weeks. If you look at ZROZ and TLT, the percentage that they're below their 200-day moving average is the greatest on record. So the ETFs are so far below their moving average, and you have a midterm election in Washington that probably goes to the Republicans. And our research shows, we went back like 50, 60 years, every time you go from one party control of the House and Senate to two-party control, there's an increased probability of serious gridlock that's typically bullish for bonds. So yeah, TLT, we'd be buyers here.
Okay. And just lastly, Larry, when you talk about owning hard assets for the next number of years, that this is kind of the shift, the migration that we're going to be seeing. A lot of people think that their hard asset, their number one hard asset, and their largest is their home, that real estate's a hard asset. I've only got about 20 seconds, but what do you say to that? Depends where.
Yeah, home building in the United States very cheap. I can't speak so much to Canada. I really have to do more work there. But yeah, home builders right now are a buy.
Okay. And do you think that homes in general are somewhat safe as an
Yes,
asset?
but in
Yeah.
certain parts of the world, because of this adjustment process with rates, like in the United Kingdom, for example, 40 to 50% of the housing market is exposed to these mortgage resets. I haven't done my work there on
Okay.
Canada, but if Canada is very exposed to mortgage resets, that's extremely dangerous for the next year.
Okay. Larry, we got to leave it there. Incredible speaking with you and to be able to share your insights to our viewers. Thank you.
Thanks, Catherine. Great to see you.
Thank you. You as well. And thanks everybody for watching.